Hello, everybody. This is Chuck Wiger, Area State Senator, and today I'm pleased to have with me Kelly Potz. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Senator Wiger. How are you today?
Very well, thanks. And Kelly is a pharmacy student at the University of Minnesota. She grew up in White Bear Lake. She lives in White Bear Lake. She has a great personal story, I believe, in terms of her educational journey to eventually lead to being a fully licensed pharmacist. She's the president of the student pharmacy organization. She's here advocating proposals at the state legislature, and so I just want to say congratulations on the accomplishments so far.
Oh, thank you so much, Senator Wiger. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
I think that everyone can make a change in their own way from where they are, no matter how old or young, no matter where you grew up or what kind of background you have. You can see the need in the community and work to make it better. So
you want to be a pharmacist, and
yes.
you're almost there, and you've been working in pharmacies. Tell us why you want to be a pharmacist.
Well, I've worked in healthcare previously to pharmacy. I actually worked at the Serenity Care Center in White Bear Lake as a nursing assistant, both in their long-term care and transitional care, so providing direct patient care to patients. And I love with healthcare that you're doing the best you can with the most up-to-date medical knowledge that exists to improve patients' lives, to improve the world. So pharmacy very much stood out to me because I love chemistry and I love helping people. So it was a great path for me. I'm able to meet with patients, talk to them about their health conditions, and provide recommendations that can hopefully make their medication use more optimized and better for them.
Great. And in addition to working with patients, the passion for helping them, you also advocate public policies that can help patients. And at the legislature, you've been here with colleagues. Tell us about a couple of the recommendations that you want us as a state to further review and implement.
Sure. So Minnesota has long been a very progressive state for medicine, but there are obviously always things that we can do to improve. There are currently bills that are in both the House and Senate for addressing the opioid epidemic, addressing drug pricing, and also being able to better utilize all of the members of the care team to provide care for the patient. So a lot of areas of Minnesota are very rural and don't have access to a lot of the health care they need. So being able to have pharmacists as well practice at the top of their license to what they're clinically trained to do can help out a lot of people. So those are some of the things that I've come here to talk to you about. But there are a lot more too.
And many of the viewers strongly agree with the point you're making, particularly on just the access to drugs, prescriptions, the cost and. What can we do? There's a lot of finger pointing this way, that way, and your recommendations on lowering the cost because you want to help patients.
Absolutely. So there's two sides of it. There's to what we can do today to help patients receive their medications, and then there's what we can do on a system level. So for patients today, if you're not able to afford your medication, talk to your pharmacist, talk to the people in your pharmacy. There's some financial assistance programs that can help you. Your pharmacist can work with your insurance to determine another medication that they'll cover more fully for you, and work with the other members of your care team, like your physician, to come up with a plan that is also not causing toxicity of your wallet. Because if a patient's not able to afford their medications, sometimes they don't pick it up, and then their health deteriorates even more, and we don't like to see that. So my advice for patients is to talk to your pharmacist and your physician about some of the financial stresses that you have with paying for your medications if they're too expensive, and we'll see what we can do to try to help you out by finding those programs and connecting you to resources.
Good.
Yep. As well, so from the systems level, there's a lot we can do. The system is very complex, and currently there's not a lot of controls on drug pricing and all of the different people, wholesalers, some middlemen between healthcare providers and insurance and things like that that are all driving up the cost of healthcare. So if we're able to get a lot of really smart people to the table and discuss ways to simplify the system and make more transparency and put the power into the hands of the people and the healthcare providers, I think that will be in a good place. So that's what we're working towards.
Well, let's stay laser focused on that.
Absolutely.
Good, and I appreciate your advocacy. And there's a lot of prevention programs that pharmacists are involved in, and you truly do want to see people get better. And there's prevention things, and you mentioned the importance of getting your blood pressure. Why is that important?
Sure. So, well, prevention is absolutely key. If we can live a healthy life, exercise, eat a healthy diet, we're able to prevent disease and then obviously live longer, healthier lives. Early detection is also very important. If you treat something early on, it will hopefully not get to a point where it's really bad and you have to go to the hospital or something like that. We want to keep people out of the hospital. So I am involved in multiple programs. Our student association, the Minnesota Pharmacy Student Alliance, goes out into the community.
Which you're the president of?
Yes.
President Potz.
Thank you. We go out into the community and have multiple patient care projects in which we go to community centers, we go to schools, and we talk to people about their health, and we take their blood pressure, we provide immunizations, and we screen people for diabetes and provide them that education, so hopefully they're able to either prevent the disease or treat it early on. So.
And it doesn't take too long to get the blood pressure done. So,
no, it doesn't.
So I should, walk that talk. And I usually do get it taken every once in a while, but just to remind viewers that it is not a painful experience.
Yep.
And something that is free. Pharmacists will usually be very happy to do that. It might take a couple of extra minutes, but it's in your best interest.
Yep, and for the health of the patient. So a lot of grocery stores and pharmacies do have machines that you can just go up and stick your arm in and will take your blood pressure.
And how accurate are those machines usually?
It really depends. In some more frail patients, if you don't have a lot of meat on your bones, sometimes it's not as accurate.
Yeah.
Or if you do have some kind of condition that makes your blood pressure less predictable, sometimes it has trouble reading it as well. But for the average person, it does a pretty good job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's Friday. I have put in about 14, 15 hours every day this week.
Oh, gosh.
And it has been stressful, but I deal pretty well with it, I believe. But let's see how we're doing.
Okay. Well, take care of yourself. Don't work too hard. I know you're doing a lot of things for the people around here. We got to take care of yourself, too.
So, and then usually the hand, it's going to be like this? Or,
yep, so you want it to be relaxed.
Okay.
You want both your feet flat on the floor.
Okay.
And then you don't want to talk while you're getting your blood pressure taken either, because that can affect the reading and also my ability to hear. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, that's a very healthy blood pressure.
Well, very good. And I will continue to do the best I can. So
Yep. So
I guess we have HIPAA privacy things, but we'll talk more if necessary.
Yep, sounds good. But yeah, so there's a lot of things you can do to protect your health. Exercising for at least 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week if you can, even if it's just a light walk or other activities you enjoy doing like swimming or yoga. And also eating.
I hear a lot of people talk about yoga. More and more.
It's becoming very popular, and it's great. Yep, it's great for just keeping mobility. Those nice gentle movements are easy on your joints, especially for some older folks or people with osteoarthritis and things like that. And also it just makes you feel strong and tall.
Yoga?
I do sometimes. I don't get to it as much as I'd like to while in school with work and everything, but I do what I can too.
Good. Well, thanks for doing that, and
Absolutely.
I encourage viewers to stop by and get that done as well, and it'll give you an idea as to what's going on.
Absolutely.
And again, what does the blood pressure numbers, what do they tell you?
Sure. So it tells you.
The high number, the systolic and the diastolic, I believe.
Yep.
But what does that tell you?
So it tells you the pressure of your heart pumping blood through your veins and arteries. So a normal blood pressure is about 100 to 120 over about 60 to 80. If you're on blood pressure medications, we want your blood pressure to be at a goal of less than 130 over 80, which is a new recommendation by the American Heart Association.
Yes.
There's been some new studies out that show that getting it a little lower than what they previously said is a good idea for most people and can help prolong their life and feel better and live a good life. So,
Good.
Yep.
Well, a very desirable goal. And let's go back to Kelly growing up, White Bear, and where'd you go to school?
So I went to middle school at Sunrise Park Middle School, right there on Cedar Avenue in White Bear Lake, and I graduated from White Bear Area High School. So I went to North Campus for 9th and 10th grade and South Campus for 11th and 12th. And then... But
maybe one of your best memories that you can share about high school?
Oh gosh, high school. You know, I loved going to the football games. I think, those activities that really bring the community together are just so much fun. It's very exciting, and hockey games too.
Okay.
Getting all of the students together and families and things like that, and all cheering towards a common goal, I think is really fun. So I loved that.
So go Bears.
Yep.
And in terms of activity, was there a particular extracurricular that you were involved in?
Yeah, I was involved in something called Student Ambassadors. So it's kind of like a leadership group that really tries to empower students to be leaders in their community.
That.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that our White Bear schools do a great job of empowering students to see a need and do what they can to improve it and make their mark on the world, make it a better place. So
after graduating?
So I did go to a school out east for a couple of years. I originally went to school for political science and thought I might want to be a lawyer.
You still could. There are pharmacy lawyers.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Pharmacist lawyers, yes.
But after a lot of reflection, I realized that healthcare was really the place for me to be. So that's just a little piece of advice too for all young adults out there is that your path isn't always what you set out on, but your calling will come to you. And it'll strike you, and you'll want to go fervently in that direction. So if you haven't found it yet, keep looking, go out, volunteer, get involved in things you care about, and you'll find your way.
And then you eventually got your bachelor's degree?
Yes. So I then, when I realized I wanted to go into healthcare, I was working as a nursing assistant at the Serenity Care Center in White Bear Lake while I went to Century College and then Metropolitan State University in St. Paul right here. I got my Bachelor of Science in Biology.
Wonderful.
Yep. And then now I'm in my postgraduate education. So 4 years.
At the University of Minnesota?
Yep. So at the University of Minnesota College of Pharmacy, it's a 4-year graduate program to get your PharmD degree. So all pharmacists in the country.
It's very rigorous.
It is. It's a lot of schooling. You got to have a lot of drive to go for it. But it's the passion for helping people that really drives us to keep going. Same as medicine, same as everything else. You have to care about what you're doing and know that all of what you're learning is going to make a difference in the lives of people. So,
how is it for student debt? Is it manageable?
So for undergrad, I did great because Century College, has great rates for students to take those courses and then transfer out to, a 4-year college or something like that. Metropolitan State University also is, or was at the time, I'm not sure now, the cheapest 4-year public university in the state in the MnSCU system. So you're able to transfer those credits out to other places.
And Century, very affordable,
yes.
A great pathway.
Great education, great professors. Yes. Yep. And I know that you're a strong supporter of Century College, so thank you for all that you do. And as well, so Metropolitan State University was also very affordable.
Good.
The University of Minnesota is expensive, but it's an investment in my future, and I know that we've got, world acclaimed experts there who are teaching us, and our College of Pharmacy is actually the second best in the nation. So it's a great program. It's the only pharmacy school in our state, and we produce excellent clinicians. I feel very well trained and ready to go out into the community and clinically assess patients and help them in their journey to better health. So,
where do you see yourself in 5 years?
So 5 years. So I'm in my third year of the PharmD program. So I will graduate about a year from now. Our whole final year of education, we are going out to different areas of Minnesota and working alongside pharmacists in the field in hospitals and clinics and insurance companies and things like that to try to make sure that patients are able to get safe medications that are going to work best for them. I'm really excited. I'm going to be up in a clinic in Red Lake, Minnesota all summer on the Indian reservation.
Up in Red Lake?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, so I'm very excited about that. I'll be at the Veterans Affairs System here, the VA hospital in Minneapolis in September. So really excited to be able to see those different settings and help people there. 5 years from now, I would like to see myself building up until then, working as a clinician in a clinic in the area, sitting down with patients, learning more about their diagnoses and trying to find the best medication therapy for them that's going to be safe for them, not cause them harm with the other medications and the other medications they're taking and conditions they have, and really forming those long-term relationships with patients to be able to help empower them to make those changes to live better lives. So that's my goal is to be a clinician, out here in the Twin Cities and help patients that way. Also, I do love of leadership and policy, so any way that I can, rally a team together to, make our health system safer, make it work better for patients, I'm all for it. So I can see myself in some type of leadership position, hopefully being able to make changes that will help people. So.
And how do you relax?
I actually love weightlifting. I haven't been able to do it quite as much. Haven't been able to do it quite as much with pharmacy school. But previously to pharmacy school, I did a lot of weightlifting over at a gym in Vadnais Heights. So I'm hoping to get back into that once I graduate, have a little bit more time on my hands. But I love going for walks, hiking, kayaking in the summer, all that good stuff, and spending time with my family.
Wonderful.
And volunteering. The White Bear Food Shelf is a great place to volunteer at, and being able to have conversations with people and things like that, I think is really rewarding, and it's a nice way to relax but still give back to the community. So. Well,
Kelly Potz, thank you so much for sharing your journey, your goals, the many contributions you're making right now, and more in the future. Any concluding advice you'd like to share with viewers?
Sure, absolutely. So I think I mentioned it once before, but I do truly and fervently believe that anyone can make a difference no matter how young or old or where you are currently in your life. You can see needs out in the community and do what you can, rally people together to solve the need. And with every volunteer opportunity you take on, you gain new skills and you are able to better achieve the world that you want to see, make a bigger impact. So go out there, get involved, rally around people who are doing things that you really care about, and hopefully we'll have a brighter future together.
And you're living proof. Thank you so much, Kelly Potz.
Thank you so much, Senator Wiger.
Continued success to you.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Okay. Viewers, thank you. And if you have questions of me, give me a call at the Capitol at 651-296-6820 or my cell phone, 651-770-0283. Thank you, Kelly Potz, and remember, your health is your wealth.